In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
I know. Hi, everybody. Hello, welcome. I didn't even do my hair. I didn't take any extra time. 15 minutes late. I'm taking my shit in the chat like a big boy. Don't worry, I'm seeing it all. This is a pro show. Some of them are very funny. I blame Worski. I heard from Worski yesterday. Remember, we DM'd him during the show. And Worski, I wrote him and I said, hey, man, sad to hear you that you're in a psych ward and that we won't be seeing the show. Really rough deal. Sorry about that. And he laughed. And he's like, yeah, I'm playing Flight Simulator. Could you imagine? Like, you're Andy Worski and there's this retard who's on the internet going, oh, yeah, they didn't have a show because he's in a psych ward and he relapsed and all this. And you're literally sitting there playing Flight Simulator. You're literally just minding your own fucking business. And as you're minding your business, the internet is going crazy and being like, is he in a psych ward? Is he on coke? Is he doing this? And you're literally just doing the gayest, most nerdy thing you can possibly do. It's just weird. Like, everybody thinks you have this crazy life, and Worski's up and he's doing coke. And he's like, I'm pretending to fly a plane. That's it. I'm playing a flight simulator game. That would be like if, I overslept, right? I didn't get the show on time. And I apologize to the paying customers. It's Rumble Link Friday. I see Vadam is on a tear. Thank you very much, buddy. No, don't worry. No goaling today. Nothing like that. We're doing this one on the arm, as they say. So just Rumble Link Friday. Throw in your $5 if you want. Put a link in there. I would say if you want to see your clip anytime this hour, we're probably at the $10 point where you have to jump to the front of the line. Vadam and Von Kaiser have about 6 of them in so far. So thank you for that. But that would be like if people were like, oh yeah, Aaron's doing fucking Molly and coke and he's probably out swinging and doing this and that. And then I just write to everyone, sorry, I was playing Total War Medieval 2. Apologize, everyone. And everyone's like, no. And that's kind of the thing about here's what I've learned about the internet. When you not prove them wrong, or when you don't give them what they want, and the story isn't what they want it to be, they get very sensitive because they consider themselves like Sherlock Holmes. They consider themselves like fucking detectives. So when they're wrong, they don't just go, oh, well, I guess that's what he was doing. I'm sorry. They'll start like a conspiracy within the conspiracy instead of admitting that they were wrong. It's very childish. But like, we have like, okay, Patrick Melton writes fan fiction about this show. Like, he obsesses about it. He'll be like, SP is controlling the show, and she's making him sit up straight. Oh, here we go. And she's making him do things, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, SP has a very important job, and she goes and she's working it, and I'm literally down here in my basement by myself doing a show. And then you do that, and you prove them wrong, and you make them look stupid, and they'll go, look, he's triggered by us mentioning it. And it's like, you just go, you're like Shredder in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. You're like, babies. I'm surrounded by babies. Same thing with Worski. People are like, he's on coke. He's in a psych ward. Like, I'm pretending to fly a Cessna. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like, yeah, dude, that's what someone who was relapsing on coke would say. And then, like, I think the Worski thing is a cautionary tale to not work with crazy retards. Like, don't get too into internet people wanting to help you. Or maybe they were friends before. I don't know. But, like, pick your partners better is what I say. Because it sounds like this is a guy who used to work close to him and just got really bitter and really crazy. And like, people were pointing at this guy's tweets and they were like, oh my God, he's ratting Worski out. And then I read the guy's tweets and I'm like, oh my God, this person needs psychological help. Like, I don't know if that's a real world person, like a touch grass person versus an internet person's perspective. Because, like, the internet is weird. I thought about this yesterday because of the Worski stuff. The internet type people that don't go outside a lot are weird because they can only view things through the prism of how they want it to be online. Whereas the touch grass people are like, they're really more Occam's razor people. You know, the simplest explanation is often the correct one. So they see a crazy man writing this giant screed about how someone's on coke, and people who are in the real world are like, well, this, you know, I've met enough people, I've seen enough people to know this guy's troubled. I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. Versus internet people who are like, I really need the cocaine part to be true, so I'm going to believe that. It's like, I was thinking yesterday about the Logan Paul Dylan Dennis fight, and I was like, that's a perfect example of people in the real world, like reasonable, intelligent people, and poor, you know, green-skinned internet retards. Green-skinned internet retards were like, oh, dude, Dylan Dennis, like, so owned Logan Paul. Oh, he talked about his girlfriend, and he put pictures of her up, and, oh, dude, that's so cool. Versus people in the real world went, oh, Logan Paul beat the living shit out of this fucking guy and embarrassed him and humiliated him. And Dylan Dennis tried to cheat because he was getting his ass kicked so bad. And Logan Paul maintained his composure and just beat the shit out of the guy for talking so much shit. And you're like, it's a win for Logan Paul. Dylan Dennis looks like a retard. Versus the internet people are like, oh, he talked about his girlfriend. That is so cool. Oh. Versus, again, a person who touches grass is like, no, getting the shit beat out of you is like the worst punishment. Like, just getting your fucking ass kicked for talking shit. That's the way it works. Let's go ahead now. So why did we oversleep? I set my alarm for 5 instead of, I usually go 5:15. So I'm guessing what happened is I woke up to my alarm. I saw 5 o'clock on the clock and I thought, oh, I got 15 more minutes. I'll fall back asleep. And then I woke up and I never forget what the clock says when I sleep in. My body naturally fell back asleep until 5:56. So about 6 a.m. is about my normal wake up time. So like weekends and everything, I go to bed. I usually just wake up at 6. This was one of those days where we're doing intense sparring now on Thursdays. We're going back to 3-minute rounds, which I love. But being one of the trainers, I do all the sparring. So I probably did 10 to 12 3-minute rounds. And, yeah, you get a little sore. You get a little beat up. I was a little sore and a little beat up. And SP and I watched a movie, and then we watched some Always Sunny, and we got to bed later, and here we are. Here we are a little late. YouTube, thank you very much. We appreciate YouTube being here. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm really sorry. There's one person in the YouTube chat that's seething a little. They're like missing goals and sleeping in. I do want to thank you guys for making up the one missed goal we had for knocking it out between yesterday. We had a couple people sending in a few donos last night. We didn't even have a show. I appreciate that. Got it down to $15. So pretty much a perfect day for not perfect day, perfect week for the toe. I apologize, YouTube chat. I know it makes you upset. But remember, like I said yesterday, don't go mental. Don't go seething. I'm just needling you. I'm a wrestling heel who's just poking at you to get you to do it some more. Take it easy, guys. I love you. We'll see you over on the Rumble side. And we'll do Rumble Link Friday. Plus, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. Trump dumped Matt Gaetz. The Matt Gaetz thing is over. Jussie Smollet won on appeal. Like, Jussie Smollet's home free. He won. Jussie Smollett lied about the racist attack, and he's going to get away with it. Wow. Another win for the Smo. We'll talk to you guys over on the Rumble side. The links are in the chat. Let's have some fun. And those faggots are gone. Okay. Let's do this thing, man. We got a lot.